Hey, welcome back to Deprive Yourself. Hello, boys, girls, dogs, cats, birds. What is our channel about, you asked? Or didn't ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Letting go for live...
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Letting go to live for God. That's right. What did we let go of last week? Video games. Probably the hardest thing I've ever had to let go of. Well, normally I would say that, but this week was actually rather easy. I passed. With flying colors, actually. I did play a game on one day, but it was only a 5-day challenge, so I had plenty of days to work with there. And I've been getting into chess lately, so video games haven't really been in the forefront of my mind when I actually have downtime. I've been playing a lot of chess. I'm not good at it. I should be clear. I'm not good at chess, but it is a lot of fun. For those of you who don't know, each week we are letting go of something in order to give that thing to God. That's randomly picked through this guy right here, and then the amount of time is randomly picked through this guy over there. What it is, we don't know. But we want to give that thing up because we want God to be number one in our lives. Now, if you don't play video games and you pick something else, hopefully you're able to get rid of that too. But for those of us who did pass, congratulations. You get a badge. Now, I know we've had the video game badge before, but that was technically Dustin's pick from season 1. This is an entirely new badge dedicated to video games that the capsule machine picked for us. So without further ado, let's get that badge. Yeah, I really would like to make physical badges at some point, but making them digitally is already time consuming. So I'll have to figure out how to do something because I would like to put them somewhere on the machines or around, just because we should see what they look like on a regular as opposed to a JPEG that I throw up every week. And without any further delay, let's find out what this week's challenge is gonna be. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Why are you so hard to crank? You know, it's times like these that I have to remind myself that not everything works how I want it to. You just kind of have to accept that. We have a lot of technical difficulties with this thing. One moment. I'm really happy I haven't actually broken this thing yet, because man, I'm really good at breaking things. Take 2 of figuring out what's in this machine. There we go. Our weekly challenge is gonna be, it just says bed. I don't know what I wrote when I wrote all these or why I wrote them the way that I did. Bed except for sleep. Note the parentheses. And I'll go into what all of that means after we figure out how long we have to give up bed for. We're gonna give up our beds. That's right. No beds, or whatever I mean by beds, for, oh, a measly 3 days. All right, so you're not allowed to sleep in your bed for 3 days. Go outside, sleep on your roof, sleep in your basement, sleep in your garage. Can't be in a bed. No, I'm joking. I have a bad habit of this, maybe some others too, of whenever I get home or whenever I don't feel like doing anything, I will immediately jump to my bed. That's where I want to be. That is like my comfortable place. I will get in bed and then I will play either chess on my phone, or I'll watch videos, or I'll basically just ignore time and reality for too long. This challenge means that we can't do that for 3 days. Your bed is meant for sleep. That means when you wake up in the morning, you don't hang out on your phone for 30 minutes to an hour. Guilty. You don't do that for an hour when you go to bed at night. Guilty. Your bed is meant for sleep. And there's actually a science behind that too, where you don't want to you want to make your bedroom in particular specific for bedroom activities, whatever that may be. For like married couples, obviously. If you're not married, you better be using your bedroom for sleep and nothing else. And you want to be able to disassociate so that you can basically have that space. There's science. I read about it somewhere. It could be fake. But I mean, it makes sense. You want to separate that space and use it for what it's intended, so you don't associate it with things that would keep you active or shoot your dopamine levels up. You know, if you're playing video games in bed, or you're watching a lot of Netflix in bed, or doing anything else in bed, I'll study in bed, or I'll do schoolwork on my bed. You want to use your bed for sleep. You don't want to waste time Now, sometimes if you have a long day at work and you just need to rest your back, sometimes I'll do that too. I need to lay flat for a little bit. I'll lay in my bed for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, recharger, good to go. Now, sleep includes naps. So if you have like a power nap halfway through the day, I've been having those since like middle school and they're amazing. I think naps count, that's sleep. But try and disassociate if you can your bed with anything else, and do that for 3 days. Should be easy. And consequently, if you end up having a habit of sleeping elsewhere other than your bed, maybe you can consider that as well. Maybe if you pick the couch on accident to like fall asleep in, then that could also maybe not do you any good. Again, it's up to you. And now for the verse that we have for this week, I wanted to go into James because I find myself in James quite often. He humbles me deeply because I'm a narcissist, and he reminds me that I shouldn't be. In James 1:22, it reads, "But prove yourselves doers of the word and not just hearers who deceive themselves." That's actually pretty straightforward, but let's go ahead and break it down anyways. Christians weren't meant to hang behind four walls or whatever space they were, sequestered from the world and just praying to their own individual God. That's not what Jesus called us to do. He wanted us to go and make disciples of men. We want people to know about how awesome God is and what that relationship is like so that they can understand and be eternally minded and understand what that relationship is. Make sure you're actively engaging with people you don't know or who you know aren't believers, and do what you can to preach the gospel and teach the gospel to people. Obviously, that looks very different depending on who you are, and with circumstances with COVID and everything, it can be kind of hard to reach out. But there's a lot of ways you can reach out. Case in point, Deprive Yourself. We're online, but we're doing what we can to reach out. There's a lot of actually really cool Christian creative content on TikTok, and I was very surprised by that. You can see other Christian content creators reaching out to others as well and to each other for support. It's actually really, really cool. So be creative, find ways to reach out to people in ways that can show that, we can glorify God in a lot of really fun and creative ways. Or if you have loved ones you certainly should talk to, then talk to them as well. It's important. Again, if we know eternity exists, then we have to act accordingly to that. Like, this isn't the end. There's going to be eternity left. So we want to make sure everyone else knows that, and we want them to be there with us. I want to thank St. Andrew's Assembly for hosting the space. Thank you so very much. And the Women's Ministry Room. We have been using this room exhaustively, so thank you so much for that. If you're interested in side content or other promotional things, we have an Instagram and a TikTok. I don't know if they'll be up at the same time, actually, but one then the other. Check them out. We'll have little bite-sized episodes on our TikTok if maybe you can't watch full episodes. And then I put a bunch of other random nonsense on there, which is either good or not good. That's for you to decide. And if you did enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Let us know how you're doing these challenges, how you did on the last week's challenge. And get others involved in this process so that, you're not doing it alone because, we don't want anyone to be doing this alone. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week.